Hello, everyone. I'm Amber Irwin, co-founder of Social Speak Network. In today's blog, we're going to be covering 6 tips to create your healthcare social media plan for 2021. Yes, 2021. We are entering fourth quarter already of 2020, and it's really important to be proactive when it comes to your social media strategy, because the more that you plan, the easier it is. So 6 tips we're going to cover today. Number 1 is a social media review. And you've heard of us talking about this a little bit throughout the year. We always like to do a quarterly check-in and just see what's working, what's not working. And so when you do if you haven't done your review yet, take time this fourth quarter to really look at each of your social media platforms. Whatever you're using, that can be Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, YouTube, anything that you are posting content on, you need to look at their analytics, look at each quarter, look at the whole year, look to see what posts have gotten the most engagement, and also looking at your Google Analytics to see where that social traffic is coming from. Are you getting a lot of website traffic from Pinterest or Facebook? Are you getting little website traffic from Instagram, but you're getting a lot of engagement? So really looking at each platform and what is working and what's not working on each one, because each platform has its own purpose. And so you have to see, like with Instagram, you may get a lot more engagement, but you're not going to get a lot of traffic to your website. Whereas, Facebook and Pinterest, maybe you get a less engagement, but more traffic to your website. So looking at those and looking at them individually and seeing what's working. So that was number 1, doing your social media review. Number 2 is looking at your content. So after you do your review, make sure you write down what content worked the best and figuring out new ways to implement new content for 2021. So according to Tubular, by 2021, 80% of internet traffic will be from videos. That is huge, 80%. And a lot of that is done by phones. And so you have to think of what types of posts you're putting up. Are you doing more personal posts of you and your staff and patient testimonials and short little videos? Are you doing doctor interviews, patient interviews, educational videos where you are talking? Maybe you have a weekly FAQ session. What are the types of content that you have put out over 2020? And what's worked the best. And then make a list of the content that you want to do more of in 2021 and things you want to try. So maybe you've just been posting, repurposing content from outside sources, which is great. It's always good to share articles from your industry. That Facebook loves that. But maybe you want to have original content. So maybe you think of, okay, maybe we should start blogging in 2021 and have that content go out to social media and drive that traffic back to the website. So thinking of different types of content that you want to implement into your social media plan for 2021. So number 3 is set goals. And I know sometimes it sounds so like, oh, it's just social media, we don't need to have goals, but you do. You need to really look at how many followers and likes do you have right now, and what's that number you want to get to? And sometimes it's not always the quantity, it's more quality. So you may have 1,500 likes, but your engagement with them is amazing. So you may say, okay, I'm not really worried about growing my likes on my Facebook page, but I want to reach even more people. And so looking at those goals, maybe you tapped into Facebook ads a little bit in 2020, but your goal is to really master Facebook ads where you can see that return on investment. I want to grow my email list by 200 people in 2021. Well, you're going to grow that email list by creating really successful Facebook ads. You're not going to grow that email list by just posting. So setting those goals and looking at how you can utilize Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and making sure, looking at kind of, if you're new to the Facebook ad world, okay, you maybe tapped into it or you boosted a post, but you really didn't get anything from it. Let's dive into that a little bit more. What post did you boost? Did you create a specific audience? Sometimes, we have clients that say, oh, I tried the ad thing, it didn't work for me, but they were, they have a brick and mortar practice in one city, but their ad is going out to everyone. So if you have a brick and mortar practice, you want to make sure that you're only doing like a 25-mile radius, and you want to utilize the tools that Facebook provides you to set that target audience. That's really important to make sure your ad is going to the right people. So setting those goals for your social media is a really important step. Number 4 is making sure you're reaching your target market. So there's a couple ways you can do this. Obviously, a lot by trial and error of what platforms you're posting to and where that engagement is coming from. You can also do a survey if you do have, you should have a patient database or an email list, and you can ask them, what social media platforms are they a part of? Even if you have like your sign-in sheet at the front desk, add a couple columns, where are you mostly active on social media? And just have, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn or Twitter, and then ask them. So they want to, if you have a good relationship with your patients, they already know, like, and trust you, and they want to help you be successful because they're coming to you for a reason, and hopefully they're so happy about the results that they have seen with you that they want to be able to share your post and tell their friends and family. So if you are connecting to them on social media, that's a great way to create those posts to talk to that target audience. You can also go a step further if you already have a large client database that you can, when you're looking at those Facebook ads, you can upload a lookalike audience. So it will target people that have the same similarities as that list already, which is really cool. So making sure that, if you're putting all this time into Twitter and you're, putting up 3 or 4 tweets a day and you're following all these people, but you're not getting any engagement, that may be a platform that you say, you know what, this isn't something that is going to work for us. We need to let Twitter go, or we're only going to post once per week and we're going to focus our time on these platforms. So just knowing where your audience is at. If your audience is women and mothers, you need to be on Pinterest. You need to start creating those pins, especially if you are, an OBGYN or a endovascular center that focuses on uterine fibroid immobilization. You need to be on there because that's where women are going. Pinterest is a visual search engine, just like Google, but Pinterest is where, and the demographics on there are about equal, but women have a little bit higher presence on Pinterest. So if women is your target market, you got to get on Pinterest and Instagram because that's really where you're going to reach them. Number 5 is look at your competitors. So you want to see, what are they doing? And Facebook, I think it was maybe 2 years ago, they came out with a page transparency. So if you go to a Facebook page, on the right-hand side, it will say page transparency. And that allows you to see what ads they have running and how they've been doing. And so you can kind of, in a way, spy on what they're doing. But this really gives you a good foundation of what's working and what's not working. And you may want to look at, if you're a individual healthcare practice, like a family medicine practice, you may want to look at the larger hospitals of what they're doing, because that would help give you an idea of the content that they're putting together, the ads they're running, and then how you can tailor your own ads to reach your target audience. So it's really important that you're always looking at those competitors, both in state and out of state, nationwide, just so you can see, okay, well, we did a similar post, but they had 1,000 likes and 15 shares and we didn't have anything. Why is that? And so it allows you to see how things can be done as well. So that's number 5, looking at competitors. Now, number 6, once you have done all of these all of these steps, you are now at the place, you have your notes, you've looked through everything, you have a good idea of what you want to do, what you want to implement. Now it's time to go back to that content calendar and create your social media content calendar for at least the first quarter of 2021. Okay. So you are going to create that. We will put a link to a content calendar that we use that you can make a copy of. And you're going to in there put what networks you're going to work on, what resources you're going to share from, what content ideas that you are going to implement, what videos you need to record, what goals you have. So you're going to have, you want to be able to run this many Facebook ads and put everything together. So come January 1st, and hopefully before that, you already have your social media posts written for January. You've already looked at what those national observance days are for the health and wellness industry. So you know what topics you're going to talk about. You've already spoken to your doctors, your staff, your patients, and you have set up those times to interview them. And using Zoom to do a interview call is awesome because you're allowed to talk, they're allowed to talk, and you can record that and then upload that directly into YouTube and use it as a social media post, as a blog post. So looking at what videos you want to implement and just having everything in that content calendar. So come 2021, you are ready to hit the ground running and you are organized. So now if you just do the first quarter of 2021, come February, you want to start planning the second quarter. So you're always about 6 weeks ahead. And it's important too because the industries are always changing. There's always new things coming up and new news stories. So on your content calendar, you may have a placeholder for a article or industry tip. And those are things that are going to be kind of more in the moment posts. You may just schedule those a week in advance, but you want to know your foundation. You're going to be able to know the national observance days. Again, the interviews, you can schedule those out. You can put together the topics you want to talk about, create those images in Canva, find that content that you want to put with it. So you're just making sure that you are ready for 2021. If you need help putting this social media strategy together, we are here to help you. Head on over to socialspeaknetwork.com and schedule a free consultation today, and we can help walk you through what's the best steps for your business to start and how we can implement a plan for you. So we are here to help you, and we look forward to seeing your social media strategy. Have a great day.